I want to start by saying I am so sorry. I got so consumed with work last week that I didn't send out a prayer request to get people praying for you. So you
Thank
had
you.
your own prayer coverage and your own fasting with your own team, but we forgot to do it. So I am so sorry. We will obviously seek to do it next time. Give us a report on how it went. On a 1 to 10, what would you give it?
7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. What were the highs? Give me 2 highs and then 2 lows.
2 highs were the men. They really took the message and embraced it because they had heard of what we had done in 3 other villages, and there is change already happening in those villages. So they were ready for us. Even to have just the 25 men sit all through the 4 days, it was a good thing. The women also embraced the message deeply, that they are willing, even if to do it secretly and not letting their husband know if they are forced to circumcise their daughters, that they will not do it because the men are not there during the event or during when the circumcision is happening. So they are willing to save their daughters and save them from the esteem, from the shame and the stigma, because a lot of girls now, when they are called and they travel to Kenya, to different parts of the country, their minds are opening up, and we have seen conversations going on social media, on different platforms, where the girls are saying, this is the one thing that my mother took away from me. I didn't have a voice. Now I suffer from self-esteem, from stigma. I don't think anybody would ever want me if I am like this. So those, for me, they were 2 highs. And we had 2 women who had not undergone FGM, and they were actually telling the women there, we have not undergone through FGM and our lives are okay. And they looked like modern women. They didn't even wear the Maasai clothes and all that. So having people who have not undergone FGM talk about it openly in front of the women so that they can embrace it, it was a big high for us.
Wow, that is excellent.
Yeah.
So what were the lows?
Before we go to the lows, another high was when we were having the community dialogue, when the men talked about alcohol. They promised us to go back to the village after 2 weeks to see if they have closed all the pubs and they will not be having even alcohol in their homes for the ceremonies, because they want to have proper family values where the children are not seeing what the fathers are doing and replicating it, because eventually it will be a habit that will not stop. It's only affecting them instead of doing them good. So yes, we are planning to go back after the 2 weeks to see if changes have really happened.
Amen.
Just also to keep our point, for them to know that we acknowledge what they offered to bring to the table, and for us to just go and thank God with them if they have actually followed it through. For the laws,
but before you do that, help me understand. How did alcohol get brought up with FGM?
It is brought up because the fathers will sell off their daughters so that they can get cows, so that they get money to go and drink and support their habit.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And how much are they getting per daughter? It's a dowry, I assume.
Yeah, it's dowry. So it's about 10 cows and 1,000.
10 cows plus $1,000?
Yeah.
And how much are the cows worth?
Right now, because of the drought season, they have really dropped. So it's about 150 each.
So it's about $2,500 total for a dowry.
Yeah.
That's a lot of alcohol. So give me the lows.
The lows was it is hot, dusty, and dry. So we had to have a time change, and they were willing to come in from 12 to 4 and not early in the morning like normally would be on ground from 10 and cover to 4. So we had a loss of about 2 hours for each day. That's why we ended up having 4 days. The other thing was the pastor of this particular church. At first, he was not so friendly. He was a bit trying to push and take off the agenda of why we were coming there. But by the time we finished and he had what we had to say, he had a change of mind.
Good. So overall, 7 out of 10. Hallelujah. We're going to be saving some girls from getting circumcised. And did they own it as a village? Did they own it as a community?
Yes, they did. For this village and also for the school that we went to distribute the reusable sanitary towels and to talk to the boys as well. We touched on NFGM, and the little girls, they asked us, why don't you come and teach us, especially now in December holidays when we close school. It's the longest holiday, and most of us girls will be home, and it is the season where it actually happens. If you bring us girls together and teach us the same message, the girls who use FGM to give peer pressure to the ones who have not undergone the cut, then they will understand. Then they will see that it is not something to be proud of.
So there's even peer pressure among girls who have gone under the cut to the other girls who have not.
Yes.
And that's usually the older girls bringing pressure on the younger girls.
Yes. And it's from some of the mothers, they will say when the girls are sent to stay with the grandmothers, they really don't understand the influence the grandmothers have on their daughters when they go to visit their grandmothers, because when they come back, they are rallying, I want to go for the cut, I want to go for the cut, I want to go for the cut, without really understanding the risks that is there. So it is where we are bringing now the community full circle. Now we are not burying our heads in the sand and saying, let's just talk to the parents, let's just talk to the men. We just want to bring the whole community full circle.
So you'll actually show 4th grade girls, 5th grade girls the video?
We want to start with the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and the ones who have gone to high school the first year, and even the high schoolers, the ones who have not undergone, even for those who have undergone it, so that they are able to really comprehend what happens. Because I think the language that is used is you're just coerced and told that you will be a woman enough, like you will be an equal to the men and all that, which is not really right. Yeah.
But aren't they getting cut earlier than that?
They are. And for those, because some are they are way too young, because we saw in the video, they are babies, they're as young as 7 months old, below 1 year and all that. So this trip, as we normally say at the beginning of everything, is first and foremost a spiritual battle. And if anybody who is listening to us, every other time you just mention us before God to help us just fight this darkness that covers the Maasai community and other different communities in Kenya. And there is light at the end of the tunnel, because it is not in vain. What we are doing is being heard in different villages, that it is making a difference, it's bringing impact, it's bringing transformation. So as you continue to support us to do this, it's actually working and it's bearing fruit.